Well, hello, everyone. The cue has been given to me, and that means that we're live. I was really stuck looking to find the correct emoji for like somebody who was blindfolded and in the pool and looking for who else is in the chat. Are you in the chat? Are you out there? That's okay if you're not. It's okay if you're watching it later. That means you're probably watching it on YouTube or maybe on the video on demand on Twitch. And we really love you for that. Thank you. But if you are watching it on demand and you ever want to join us, you can get random emojis from us in the chat and it will be good times. But you could also follow us on YouTube or the other one or Instagram, Facebook. I think we're technically on TikTok. There's lots of things going on, but mostly you can find us. Who are we? I haven't told you that yet. I'm assuming that you know who we are. You found us in the ether after goodness. Okay, here we are. We're here together. Doesn't matter what time. And you want to know about Rough Magic Games. That's who we are. We're playing games. We're playing Pathfinder. This is a Pathfinder stream. If you want to stick around, we're going to play Giantslayer. It's going to be run by Michael, our DM over there. He translated it from the first edition of Pathfinder into an edition. I'll be your neighborhood bard, human, just out here with my friend, trying to make the world a better place. And we've got the scary 7 deaths on the other end of the spectrum, although truly the scary bad we don't know. 7 deaths is many unexplained myths, but that's Richard. He's somewhere around over here. And then we've got Wesley, who's playing everybody's best friend Travers, the halfling rogue. And then we've got Dan, who is playing Jaytham, our orc fighter, who
Help,
is
I'm naked and falling.
Yeah, it's a troubling situation. It's a troubling situation for Jaytham. I'm trying to stumble through this as fast as I can so we can resolve this. And anyway, you found us. We're Rough Magic. We're going to play a game, and you're going to find us on the website, roughmagicgames.com. We'd love to play a game with you. That's what we do here. We run games for people. We've got Gamemasters running events out at bars in Chicago, mostly, but also Detroit and Jacksonville, Florida. If you're in Detroit and you're watching this and you're going to Motor City Comic Con, come find us and we'll play a game with you for free, as long as you have a Motor City badge and maybe Mother's TBD. But anyway, you got to come find us first. You got to reach out to us first. Send us an email, an Instagram message, a pigeon, a smoke signal, whatever works for you. We'll meet you where you are, and we'll play a game, maybe even in your computer. I think I need to be done chatting so that we can get back to this. I'll tell you other stuff in the chat if I think about it, but you'll have to get onto Twitch to see that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see you there. The end. Michael, please stop me. I'm tired.
Are people still using messenger pigeons?
You know, I
why
thought
didn't
about
I
this
get
a
the
lot.
memo?
How did they ever get demoted from, they were our best friends. They helped us do everything. And now we look at them on the streets and we think of them as rats.
It's sad. We bred all the wild out of them.
Literally. And they don't know what to do with their lives.
And then just put them back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were like, we're done with you.
Just one more evil thing that mankind has done.
If you still have a messenger pigeon, please send me one. I would love to see one.
That would be pretty cool.
Speaking of messenger pigeon, how's that for a segue? Jaytham is doing his best pigeon impression, flapping his arms, trying to gain some altitude, and failing miserably. You might remember last session was your first full session within the vault. You had fought the lurkers in light over that big old bridge in the extra-dimensional greenhouse. After defeating the lurkers in light, you went through those double doors at the end of the bridge, and you found Iwiga, the last guardian of the Vault of Thorns. After some conversation and some resting, you decided to continue on with Iwiga's help. You went through a hallway, down some stairs to a platform, and you find yourself looking at these enormous floating lily pads. Travers, being the lightest of everybody, hopped along. Everything was going swimmingly until an enormous dragonfly comes down from the ceiling, attempts to grab him, doesn't make it. Jaytham jumps from the platform to the lily pad. Because of how much Jaytham weighs, the lily pad began to sink, and he leapt for the wall in an attempt to stop himself. Wasn't able to hang on, and he is now falling. That was where we left off. That is where we will pick up. Now, Jaytham, I deliberately did not tell you something. You do get a reflex save to attempt to grab an edge before you fall. So
All right.
I let you believe for 2 whole weeks that you were falling to your death.
Thought I was going to be a smear on the ground.
Does that mean I won't be able to do the eulogy I prepared?
You can still read it. It would just be kind of awkward.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll see how I do with a plus 12 on this.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh,
I got
a
12.
15. Starting out hot, folks.
Jaytham, it is not enough to grab the edge and stop yourself from falling. However, the rules state that attempting to grab the edge reduces the fall damage you take by 20, as though it were 20 feet shorter. So it reduces the fall damage by 10.
Okay.
What I also did not tell you is that you are falling on what first edition called a soft surface or a forgiving surface. Second edition takes that into account by saying that if you are falling on a surface that is relatively soft, like water, snow, or in this case, rotting vegetation and compost, you still treat the fall as if it were also 20 feet short. So you're not going to take what you the full 30 damage that you would have taken from falling 60 feet. You are instead going to take 10 points of damage, I believe.
All right. So what you're saying is what I did was genius, and
Yes.
I just did absolutely the right thing.
Yes.
Okay. got
Jaytham
it.
did the correct thing. I want to. The rules also say that if you intentionally dive in, you treat the fall as 30 feet shorter. But this was not an intentional fall. You were trying to grab the edge, so I didn't give you that. But
Okay.
you're still only taking 10 damage as opposed to 30.
That's
from your
pretty
fall.
good.
It was also established that you don't wear clothing under your armor and you are completely naked.
Okay.
So make sure on your sheet that you are not wearing your armor so that your
I'm not.
performance reflects as such.
I'm not.
Okay.
And you see like in a Warner Brothers cartoon, you just see like an outline of Jaytham in the actual vegetation, like he had broken through a wall or something.
So like a cartoon, you just see the outline of him sinking into the
Kool-Aid
compost.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Except he was saying "oh no" as he was falling. Instead of, "oh yeah."
Travers takes a moment, looks over the lily pad and says, "Here lies Jaytham Shaw. He died doing what he loved, being naked and failing at saves."
You see Wigga like put a hand over her heart. So that was Jatham's turn. We are jumping right back to it with this giant dragonfly. It's going to try one more time to grab Travers.
Is there something that you secretly didn't tell me, like the dragonfly is made of pudding or something?
No. That would be a very weird monster, although I'm not against it. because that would be kind of funny.
But
So
you're
it's gonna have
against
to use
the context.
It's going to have to use an action to step or descend a little bit to get to you because you're on that other lily pad. And it is going to try to grab you with its second action. Or it's actually, I'm sorry, it's going to bite you. And if it hits, it gets to use its third action to attempt to grab you. Here is the bite. That is a natural 1 by the Ultramarine Chaser. So it does not hit you. It's going to use its third action to try and bite you again. It just won't be able to do the grab. It got you. That's a hit. Exactly, with 22. Cannot spend the action to grapple, but it is just going to do some damage. 18 points of damage
Oh my god.
to Travers. And lucky for you, that is the end of its turn. We're going to go to Iwiga, who spent her last turn to tie the rope that is tied to Travers to the vines and branches on the wall behind her, so that Travers is still secure if he falls. She is then going to target really doesn't have anything she can do from this far away. She does not want to get onto the lily pads. She's going to spend 2 actions to cast invisibility on herself. And so she becomes invisible. And then she is going to go just to like the edge of the platform next to Esther. And that is her turn.
So
Travers.
in Travers' mind, he just sees Iwiga disappear, and he's just going to be like, "Thanks a whole hell of a lot, Iwiga."
Welcome.
Oh. Am I on the same? Is the dragonfly on the same lily pad with me?
It's at your height. It's flying in the air, so it's not standing on a lily pad. It's just flying next to you.
Great. So I can at least stab it.
Yeah.
Can I do a
It was
tumble
close enough to
behind?
attack you. It's close enough for you to attack it.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Can I do a tumble behind, or is that? Do I have not have any space?
If you try to tumble behind it, you won't be well.
I'll just
technically speaking, you could tumble behind. It would increase the DC because you have to go up 5 feet as well as behind. It's not just a straight tumbling through. You're going to have to jump up and over or climb over it to get to the lily pad that's 5 feet above you and behind it.
So I will just, because again, I made it canon that Travers is terrified of bugs smartly. So I'm just gonna panic hit it.
Okay.
With my striking rapier.
You know what? Because you've done this before and I've allowed it before, if you want to try and jump onto it instead of behind it, I'll count that as tumble behind.
See, I would, but again, I said that Travers is terrified of bugs. I don't think he would jump onto it.
Okay.
But I am gonna panic swing.
That is a critical hit, my friend.
I'll take it.
Damn it, Wes. If you steal all my crits again, we're going to have words.
I'm going to target, I think. Oh, no. There it is.
Look at that. 29 points of damage. I don't know what sounds dragonflies make when they're in pain, but it made that noise.
Good.
And it was
They go,
very loud because he's a
"No!"
small creature.
I'm gonna try hitting it again.
Okay. Wow. That is another hit. Not
Is
a
it
crit this
critical?
time.
Okay.
Twelve points of damage. Poking holes in it with your rapier.
Yeah, doing a lot of damage, and I'm assuming I'm gonna want to try to jump to the platform if I can.
Okay. That's just going to be athletics check.
It's gonna be what?
Athletics for jumping.
Okay. Sorry. My number one with 0.
14. Gonna need you to roll a reflex save to grab an edge.
Great.
Just missed the DC by 1. That is enough.
Oh,
So
thank God.
you are dangling from the edge, so you're not falling. I believe on your next turn you can spend an action to pull yourself up.
Oh, so I'm just dangling bait for the dragonfly.
Yes, you are fishing for dragonflies at the moment.
What idiot decided to attack twice and then move?
I don't know. Esther.
Yeah, I would like. I'm gonna try to charm this dragonfly.
Okay.
I think it's. Oh, is it too far? Wait.
This has a range of 30 feet.
Yeah.
So it is too far.
5 feet too far. Oh, poo.
You could jump on that lily pad.
Isn't that the one that's falling right now? It's like not
It's
even
coming
right
back
there.
up because Jaytham jumped off of it.
Hmm.
It won't be quite at your height until Jatham's turn. But it's there.
So, hmm. Okay. Let me think on that then a little bit. I should have measured that before I so confidently said what I wanted to do. I am instead going to use 2 of my actions. I look over my shoulder and I whistle at Demas, and I am going to have him like turn into the little hostling statuette. So he just turns into like a little stone, a carved stone wolf that hangs off of a belt loop,
Okay.
so that he is safe as we cross this.
Sure.
I'll
put him over here.
Okay.
Out of the way.
And then I only have 1 action left, so I think I'm gonna for this I'm gonna think a little bit more about my life, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna refresh Courageous Anthem for everybody. Everybody out there, good luck with what you're doing.
Jaytham does not get Courageous Anthem because
he's too far down.
Too far down, so he wouldn't get it.
Okay.
Also, Travers would get it according to this. Drag that over there.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
You're hanging there, but you don't feel quite so scared about it anymore. Okay.
Okay, but that's the end of my turn, yeah.
7 deaths.
Okay. Problem right now is everyone is just out of reach for my healing spells. So 30 feet. All my healing spells are 30 feet, unfortunately. So, I'm going to have to focus instead on this dragonfly. And I'm going to... Oh, that's actually a better idea. Yep, I got 1 third rank spell up. So why don't I spend all 3 actions to cast Bone Shaker on the dragonfly as I reach out my hand and try to grab its... Bugs don't have skeletons.
They have exoskeletons.
Yeah, I mean
I
it's
just
covered in like
and
this
just try
chitinous.
to like almost
stuff.
unsheath it. It's
Ah!
like
Yeah, oh.
uh,
All right. If Travers hated bugs before, he's
Yeah,
really gonna
jeez.
hate this. All right, it gets a fortitude save. He's got a pretty good fortitude. Not when he rolls a 3 on the die. That is a failure.
there. So I'm gonna move it 15 feet towards me to get it away from Travers.
Okay. 10,
Let's
15.
roll this damage.
It also is enfeebled 1.
Let me double check actually. Up 15 feet is all I move them, and yep. And that's it. 13 points of damage.
Okay.
I just wanted to get it away from Travers and closer to Esther and me, because we're at pretty good health right now.
And Travers needs the help. He's hurt. He's a hurting unit over there.
And that's my entire turn.
Okay, Jaytham, naked,
Okay, I
covered in
imagine-
compost.
Yeah, I need to use 1 action to like get up and out of the compost.
Yeah, just standing up. Yep, just
Okay. So that's 1 action. Action 2, I would like to start climbing up. So is that an athletics check?
It is an athletics check to climb a maximum distance of 5 feet up
Wow.
per action. So if you do spend your full round climbing, you can go 15 feet, but you have to pass a check each time.
Okay.
Critical success will be 10 feet away.
Yes, critical success, you go higher.
If I see you down there trying to climb up, though, I'd go, you just climb up on the other side. Can you cross across? I mean, all of these are going to fall, aren't they?
My armor's up there,
Oh,
and my shield, and my hammer, and my self-respect. So this has to happen one way or the other.
I could throw down
This
your
one-
armor.
This one wishes you wouldn't lie. You left your self-respect far behind.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you can throw that down for me eventually, I'd appreciate it. The shield in particular.
Yeah.
So
That's something that a Wigga can help you with. She's happy to toss stuff down to you if you don't want to climb up,
okay,
or if you just want to wait and then climb up on the other side.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. But for my second action, can I try and demoralize the dragonfly with an intimidation check?
Absolutely.
30-foot range.
Oh,
it's
absolutely
very
not.
good. Okay,
It's
never
too-
mind that.
too high.
So I'm just going to hold an action and wait for Uiga to throw me a shield. I know that I do have a bow, so that'll be my third action, I guess, is trying to attack. All right. Oh wait.
Yeah. If you'd rather draw your bow as 1 action and then shoot
He
with
had
your
his
third.
bow
you can do that.
drawn. That's what he was attacking with.
Oh, that's what he was attacking with.
Mm.
Oh, actually, he couldn't have it drawn if he was attempting to grab an edge, right? Can you do that
Grab
with
edge,
1 hand?
just 1 hand.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So you, if your bow was already out when you jumped, you still have it out.
Okay.
So you can spend 2 actions shooting if you like.
Okay.
Natural 20. That's why you got to roll. Critical hit.
All right. And let's see. How do I do this again? Damage. Oh, shit. Critical.
Yep.
Okay.
The one. Well,
Oh
wasn't a
my
great damage roll, but 7 points of damage.
Yeah, that's my second action. I'm readying my third action to just like catch my shield and
You can't ready an action because it takes 2 actions to
oh, okay.
ready. I
And I'm
think.
just gonna
All right.
attack again, I guess. All right.
Just missed it by 1.
Okay. That's it for me then.
That is it. Next up is the dragonfly. Not the most intelligent creature. However, it is smart enough to know that many people bad, one person better.
Damn,
Oh,
that's fair.
It is going to. Oh, it has 60 feet of fly, so it can absolutely get over to you.
and I'm still dangling there.
You are still tangling, which means I believe that it's going to put you off guard because you can't. You don't have any dex bonus to your AC if you're just hanging there, right? Is that in the rules, Paizo? From a ledge.
Yep. Yeah, it is off guard if you're climbing.
But a successful reflex save brings back all of your health, right?
If it did, then you'd probably be happier, but that is not the case.
Okay.
So it was 1 action to move. It's gonna try and bite you. Just. Oh yeah, that's a hit. That's a critical hit, actually. So because I got the pop up, it's gonna roll to do the natural natural 20 on the grab check. So a couple things gonna happen, Travers.
Yeah.
You're gonna take 28 points of damage from the bite.
Oh!
Which puts you down because the attack was a critical hit, which means you're dying 2 and not dying 1.
So, okay. So do I just hit damage on here?
Yep.
Yep.
Because you're hanging from a ledge, you can no longer hang on to the edge. You also cannot make a reflex save because you're unconscious. Travers falls from the platform.
Yes, you'll be fine. I got a plan. You'll be fine.
But
So you do have a rope tied around your waist that is anchored to the other end.
I'm gonna
Which means
swing and hit the
you're gonna
rock.
swing and then hit the platform on the other side. Because you only had 100 feet of rope. It's 100 feet down. So you're not going to be able to touch the ground, especially taking into account the rope is tied to the wall and then you have the platform that's another 10 feet or so. So you're going to be about 10 feet off the ground. So you're going to swing and take damage from hitting the wall, which will increase your dying condition by 1.
Thank God I didn't hit the soft vegetation, and instead I will slam against.
Instead of taking the soft landing, you took the pendulum landing. In light of you going down, it will not use its third action to grab you. So the nat 20 is moot. It is instead going to descend towards Jaytham. So it's going to use its full movement, third action, to descend while flying down to Jaytham. So he's below the platform now for everybody up top. And he's going for the half-orc, the naked half-orc. That is the end of his turn. He is no longer enfeebled. It is Iwiga's turn. True to her word, she sees the dragonfly going. She sees that Travers not doing well. She is going to grab the armor. So it's one action to grab everything off of the ground in both arms, and another action to toss them over the edge to you.
The armor or the shield?
Both.
Okay.
I'm going to say she uses one action to pick up the armor, one action to pick up the shield, third action to toss them over
Okay, cool.
the edge. Esther, it is your turn.
Okay.
You see Travers moving very quickly towards the platform, unconscious, swinging from a rope about his waist.
Oh, so he hasn't hit yet.
Not yet. I'm going to say it's going to take some time for him to get there. So as we come around to his turn, he'll probably hit the wall.
Okay. That's right, because it's tied off where me and Iwiga are right now,
it's
right?
tied off over here, which will shorten the length of the rope by about 10 feet. So he's going to hit the wall about 10 feet off of the ground below.
What if I untie it? Will he then drop and fall into the soft compost?
Yes, he would.
Okay, then that's what I would do. As I see this happening, I take a step behind me. I use one of my actions to move.
Okay.
And then probably another action to untie it, right?
Yep. And as you do so, you see like the thing uncoiling, go over the edge. On Travers' turn, will resolve what happens there.
Okay.
Oh, good.
And then my courageous anthem is simple. It's for everybody, but I look at 7 deaths and I say, did I hear you say you got this?
This one can save Travers, fear not.
Yeah, great. That's my turn.
Whose idea was it to tie the rope around Travers' waist? Does anybody remember exactly who suggested
That would be me.
All of us. Yep.
That would be Dan.
Mhm.
Dan, you're going to get a hero point.
Oh, great.
If Travers survives, you're getting a hero point. Because
Okay,
if he
well,
survives, it's the rope that's going to save him. Otherwise, he would have fallen 100 feet and probably died. 7 deaths. It is your turn.
I'm going to delay until Travers hits the ground.
Okay. Delaying. Jaytham, it's your turn.
Okay.
The dragonfly right in your business.
I'm gonna raise my shield. First action.
You gotta pick it up, right?
Okay. Pick it up and then raise it. So I guess that's 2 actions.
2 actions.
All right. Third action, I'm just gonna punch it.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you still would have had your bow in your hand. Is dropping still a free action in 2E? Or does it cost
Dropping
an
is
action?
still a free action.
Still a free action. Great. So pick up your shield, raise it, drop your bow as a free action. Try to
Okay.
knock this thing out like Muhammad Ali.
Nice.
Natural 20. That's your second crit.
I imagine that
Holy cow.
it's like Popeye. He just goes whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Damage. Critical.
14 damage.
Punch. Wow.
You punch this thing
With a
square
punch.
in square in the mandibles. It looks a little taken aback. I don't think this dragonfly's ever been punched in the face before. That's got to be a first, right?
First time for everything, my friend.
All right.
I want to jump
You're
back
going-
in before Travers, actually.
Okay.
Where is Travers right now? Because he was swinging back. Can you put him where he is?
I will do this.
Because he's pretty close to...
So, as you're
pretty
falling,
close to his
you
turn.
move You move about 500 feet in the first round of falling. It hasn't been a full round yet. I'm going to say he's about halfway before Esther moves the rope or removes the rope, and then he hits the ground. Which means you're going to take, how high up would you be?
I think 10 feet.
It doesn't matter. Damage doesn't matter because it's just going to roll his dying over to dying 3. So.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so you do take some damage.
Uh,
You
I
increase to
wanted
dying.
to go before Travers because I realized if he's dying 3 and he fails a save, he's dying 4 and then he's dead. So
Yep.
I need to go before Travers. But I just needed to know where he was for what I'm going to do. And is that where he is?
I mean, my best guess, yes.
Okay.
I don't have any mathematical thing to back it up.
How far above the ground is he? Like, where he is right now?
He
It's
would be
just kind of
on
like
the.
skimming.
Yeah, he would be on the ground, like
Okay.
on top of the compost.
Okay, great. In that case, I'm currently 100 feet over the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I dive in, I can reduce that by 30 feet, which means 70 feet, which means I would take 35 points of damage if I hit the ground. I have 36 hit points. I'm jumping.
Okay. I like it. You jump
Can you
over
make
the
it my
invisible.
turn? Can you make it my turn?
Oh, sorry. You jump over the invisible Iwiga to
I'm
leap.
just gonna
swan.
jump here and plummet.
Okay. Take 35 points of damage from the fall.
I will subtract 35 from myself. 1 hit point left. Travers is now within range for me to heal him. So I'm going to go ahead and use my nudge the scales.
Okay.
I'm going to make myself curse bound wound 1. Travers is going to heal 12 points.
Apply healing.
I gotcha. So, you are no longer unconscious. You are still prone. I think this is the first time it's come up in this game. You do not want to go unconscious again, because that will increase your dying condition again.
No, he's wounded because he's wounded 1 right now. That's all he has.
Oh, I thought he went up again. Never mind.
That's why I did it.
Okay. All right. That is 7's turn.
Oh, nope, I have 1 more action.
Oh, that was only 1 action for the heal?
Yep.
That's wild.
Nudge your skills.
All right.
Alright. And now I'm going to spend my second action to nudge the scales. No, I'm going to spend my second action to cast heal on myself.
All right.
With how many charges do I have of that? I have no idea. I think I just got 1. 1 action heal on myself. I'm going to take a penalty to this. I did not roll high enough, so I took no healing, but that's going to be my entire turn.
Okay.
I'm done. I think Travers is next, but I think you moved him off the initiative.
No, it marked him as dead.
Yeah.
All right, Travers, you are up.
So he's just
You are prone, but you are conscious now.
So he wakes up, and I'm gonna get up for 1 action. And I'm gonna look around, and I see 7. He's looking pretty bad, but knowing that he's a pretty solid healer, I assume what happened. So I'm going to use my quick draw, right? What I want to do is I have 2 minor healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
or 2 lesser healing potions. I want to take one and hand the other to Seven. Can I do that with 2 actions?
I don't think quick draw applies to items in your bag.
Just attacks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fine, I attack 7 with the healing potion.
This isn't Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that loophole. I will allow you to use 1 action to take both healing potions out and then 1 action to throw it, but that means you can't take it.
Okay.
So you'd have 1 out and then 7 would have 1. But because that's
I'm nowhere
using...
near him right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you're within throwing range. You're only about 20 feet away, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you could toss it to him.
I'm going to shout, 7! I'm going to throw it, and, like, with my halfling strength, it maybe goes, like, half the distance. but
it lands with a...
Yeah, it lands in like a pile of leaves. It's like a little bit deep in there.
Yeah, but they know it's there. So I'm going to use 1.
You can't use 1 right now.
Oh, I can't?
No, because you would have had to use an action to draw them both.
Oh. Well.
Which means... Yeah, so I allowed you to use 1 action to draw both healing potions, and then your last action to toss 1 to 7. But because you did that, you also had to stand up. So that would be your 3 actions.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, Michael.
I think I was generous in allowing you to draw 2 items with 1 action.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. This thing is going to spot other weak prey in the form of 7. So it's going to go for 7, leaving Jaytham behind. It does not want to get punched in the face again.
I get an attack of opportunity,
You sure do.
so maybe it does get punched in the face. Who knows?
It hopes not.
Ah, it's a miss. Okay.
All right, 7. It moved over to you. It's going to try and bite you.
That's fine.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Critical hit.
I'm not gonna bother doing anything. Go ahead.
Okay. Couple things going to happen again.
Mhm.
First is going to be the critical damage. That natural 18 was a critical success on the grab check it gets, so that's its full turn. Provided this does not knock you unconscious. It's most
I have
likely
1
going
hit
to.
point.
Well, then you're definitely... That was max damage. 42 points of damage to 7.
Oh my god.
It is not going to grab you then. It is instead going to turn to Travers.
Oh my! What is the deal with this dragonfly?
It cannot attack you because it used 1 action to move, 1 action to attack, and now it's moving back towards you. So that is its turn. This thing is very close to dying. You guys just gotta hit it. It is a Wigga's turn. She knows she's not doing anything useful here. She doesn't have anything that can really help. She has 1 damaging cantrip. So not seeing any other recourse, she is going to not use it because she's too far away. She is... That lily pad would be up by now. So she is going to attempt the athletics check to jump onto that lily pad. Still invisible. She knows that she at least has invisibility working for her if she does not make it. Where's your athletics? It is right there. Iwiga makes it. She does not weigh enough to cause the lily pad to descend. That was 1 action. She's going to do another action to get to that one. Makes it with ease. She's then going to go to the third lily pad, or attempt to, rather. And makes it. Okay. Iwiga, with the agility belying her old age, makes it over to the third lily pad. It is Esther's turn. Things are taking a turn down there.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good. So I have this item. See, which is the drums of war and allows me to expend a number of charges from the instrument to cast spells.
Yeah.
I don't know how many charges are on this instrument. It doesn't say.
You are correct. It does not say in Foundry.
Remind me what level we are right now.
Five.
Level 5.
5, yeah.
5. Then you have a number of charges equal to. Wait, hold on. Let me double check this. I want to make sure I'm giving the right information.
Thank you.
Equal to the rank of your highest spell slot. So you have 3 charges.
Oh. Neat.
There you go.
Okay, neat. That's very cool. Okay. Now, this dragonfly is 100 feet below me, yes? And what is that, 15 feet?
Because he's such a large creature, the top of him would be less than 100 feet.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but if I like shorten the distance between us just a little bit, I'll move right here. Well, I'm gonna fall. I'm afraid I'm gonna fall. I'm not gonna try this yet because I think. Will you allow me to hit this dragonfly with a 120-foot range spell from where I am?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Then I swing my hurdy-gurdy to the back of me, and I pull out. I swing forward. I've got like drums also attached. This drum of war, and I beat it a couple of times. It always sounds like. That gives the impression of a marching beat, no matter how you hit it, which sounds like armies on the move, and it fills this little cavern. And I'm going to cast Force Barrage on this this here dragonfly. How does one do that from Foundry? I'm going to target him first before I figure out what I need to click next.
So you actually don't have to roll anything; it just automatically hits.
That's right.
So you have it was one action to switch your.
Sure. So I just
item.
have the one action this time.
So you have you can use up to 2 actions.
Well, I moved too.
Oh, did you? You
Yeah.
could do it from where you were. You didn't have to move if you.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll do that then. So I can use 2 actions.
Okay.
So then I roll 2d4
plus 2.
Plus 2.
In total. Yeah.
Ooh, 10 points.
10 damage. That is not enough to kill it, but that is enough to severely weaken it.
Great. Okay, that is my turn then.
It is your turn, Jaytham. It is now your turn.
Real talk. Can I jump on this thing and try and break it like it's a horse?
You can jump on it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say there's no way for you to tame it. But you can absolutely jump on top of it.
I would like to try and jump on top of it, and then I guess just keep punching it while I'm riding it.
Sure.
Okay.
That's going to be athletics.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to treat it sort of like a grapple, because that's essentially what you're doing. So it's against its fortitude DC.
Okay, I'm going to use a hero point on that.
I would advise that, because that is a critical fail otherwise.
Okay. Nice.
Oh,
That is a success. So you have leaped on top of this thing. It will. Does the grapple lure also gain the grabbed condition? I think you both do. So Jaytham jumps on top of the thing. It is grabbed. I believe Jaytham also gains the grab condition, rather. That was 2 actions. 1 to move, run, and then 1 to grapple.
Okay.
1 action.
I'm going to try and punch it again.
Okay.
Oh well.
Does not hit.
At least it's freaked out.
It is freaked out. Not only has it been punched in the face for the first time, it now has a naked half-orc on its back for the first time. It is terrified. Travers, it is your turn. You're staring down the barrel of this monstrosity again. And I don't mean the naked Jaytham.
so right now, taking status here.
Uh-huh.
I'm holding a healing potion.
You sure are.
Where's my rapier?
It is on the ground back here where you dropped it when you fell unconscious.
Great.
You were holding it in your hands, and you fell unconscious while holding the ledge. As soon as you fall unconscious, you drop everything. So
Where's my
down.
bow?
I would assume if you didn't have it drawn, it would be on your back or something.
Great.
On your person.
I'm taking the healing potion.
Okay. 1 action. Down it.
Great. Here we go.
13 points of healing. That'll help.
Then that's 1.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to quick draw, right? I'm going to take out my bow. And I'm going to stare down. I'm going to face my fear. I'm going to stare down. And I don't have any arrows, do I?
You do have. Oh, you do not.
I don't think you would have. I mean, you gave me 10 arrows when I didn't have any in my inventory. I think both of us didn't realize we had to buy them.
No. I've used them before.
Oh.
I wish I could. I wish I could go with you. Great.
Got your
So-
dagger necklace, right?
You do have your dagger necklace.
I have so instead of my bow, I take out a dagger. And facing my fear, I stare him in his many faceted eye, and I throw the dagger as hard as I can.
Sure.
Now, where is that? Thank you, Richard, for reminding me.
So on your dagger, on your actions, the bottom row is the thrown usage. So you just use the bottom strike plus 11 instead of the top.
But I stood up last round.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are standing.
Remove
Okay.
the palm from the sheet
Oh. There you go.
and flat-footed too, or off guard, I should say. There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to call it flat-footed forever. It'll never be off guard.
Me too.
Okay. So I'm going to do the top strike 13.
The bottom strike 13.
Bottom.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
That is a hit.
Great. I'm going to roll damage.
Okay. Eight points of damage. Hit him right in the eye, but he is still up.
I'm doing it again.
You have 1 action remaining.
Doing it one more time. Great.
Critical miss.
No, hero point. I want this thing to die.
Okay. I love
Hero
it.
point.
Use that hero point.
Oh,
Perfect.
No! Oh
Perfect.
no!
Poor Travers.
Everything's going according to plan.
Travers isn't even worried. 7 deaths might be a little worried, although he was wishing for a good death, and I think if he dies, this would count as a good death.
It would, but he's
Saved
not
a
going
friend.
to die. He's not going to die.
It is your turn, 7.
I'm going to roll my recovery check, see what happens. We just need
Nice.
to
Success.
value by 1. And that's my turn.
Okay. It is the dragonfly's turn now. Oh boy. He's got decision paralysis. He has so many targets he could choose from here. First thing it's going to do is try to get rid of that pesky halfling for throwing 2 daggers at it. It's going to try to bite Travers.
He does have a half orc on his back.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
He's
I feel like
where he's going to split his attacks. Don't you
Okay.
worry.
How
He
would
knows
it,
halfling
how
is
would it
injured.
like?
Yeah, that's a
Dragonflies
good
can
question.
turn their necks.
He's got limbs, so he's just gonna go like that.
I don't. That seems.
this game's so fake.
You know what?
It's so fake.
The game does not take that into account. Yeah, I'm gonna say he can still attack. It's just gonna look weird. Oh, you know what he could do is he could just like go inverted and fall on top of Jaytham. We'll cross that bridge after he kills Travers.
I'm sorry, what? He does what to Travers?
That is a hit. Well, not great a damage roll. 2 points of damage. It's going to spend 1 action to attempt to grapple you then, because that did not kill you. And he failed on the grapple. So instead, he's going to use an action to, I believe you can attempt to reverse the grapple. Only if Jaytham critically fails on his attempt to maintain the grapple. Jaytham, how do you feel about going for a ride?
Hey, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Doesn't matter how you feel about it because he's flying. He's going to go up in the air a little bit. And he's going to kind of circle around this way, taking you with him to be over this lily pad over here. Jaytham on top of the dragonfly. That is his turn. Uwiga can now see the dragonfly. She actually might be close enough to do her only damaging spell that she has right now. Yeah, she definitely is. So she becomes visible and casts Acid Splash. Ooh, that is a critical hit.
Oh, thank God.
Which means... Why didn't it give me damage to roll? On a critical success, the target also takes 2 persistent. So I'm going to double the damage it takes. So it's going to be 2d6. Max damage, 12 points of damage. It's also going to do 2 splash damage. 2 of that damage goes to Jaytham. 2 of it goes to the dragonfly. So need to drag 2 persistent acid damage onto the dragonfly. That was 2 actions for her. She is going to use her third action to jump to this lily pad. Well, attempt to, anyway. Uh-oh. Well, 15, that's enough. She got a 16. She manages to land on that lily pad. We are back to the top of the round, round 6. Esther, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. How about, am I still able to hit? Because it's higher up now, right?
Yes, you can now see it. It's at your level. Just
Okay. So then I can still hit it with Force Barrage, right?
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
You're only
I'm gonna
50
go.
feet away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna use all 3 of my actions to do it, to try to kill this thing. 3d4. Where's my mouse going? Okay, plus 3. Roll them.
11 points of damage. Esther, what does it look like when you kill the dragonfly?
I think the last 3 Force Barrages, which, like, I feel like in the spirit of the marching armies and things like that, they look not unlike glittery, like, musket balls. They're like extra, and they've got maybe a little comet tail on them. But 3 of them fire out from my fingertips as I strike the drum, and they fling across the room and land 1, 2, 3 in the, like, many-faceted eyes of the acid-drenched dragonfly. And then, and then it just collapses on top of the lily pad.
It does. The combined weight of both the dragonfly and Jaytham means the lily pad begins to descend. It does not move fast enough to damage. However, you are on top of it, and it's just going to descend all the way down to the ground. We are out of combat.
We need to stay in combat because I'm bleeding out right now.
Oh, we need to stay. Well, I already cleared the tracker. That's okay.
I run over to 7 Deaths and give him one of my healing potions.
Yeah.
So
you can actually just pick up the one that Jaytham tossed.
Okay.
It'd be like next to you on the ground.
He was up
No, because he was on the lily pad and it went to the ground.
Like an elevator.
Yeah. So
All
Jaytham
right.
is on the ground level now.
Was that a regular healing potion or a minor healing potion that you threw?
It was a lesser.
Lesser? Okay, got it. All right. I'm just going to use this. 17. I'm going to add it back into my inventory since this wasn't actually mine.
Was he able to get there? It's going to take a full round for that thing to descend, though, right?
Richard, do you want to die?
Yeah, I mean,
No, I like the danger. I like the danger.
I'm going to say we're out of combat.
Yeah, I mean, if we're out of combat, then I need to start
get one more
making
save.
those saves.
Anyway, yeah. In the time it takes for it to fall, you would get 1 save, and then I'm going to say that he can save you. So whether you fail or not is irrelevant because he's just going to heal you.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I've never heard someone sound so disappointed to be fine.
I've got backup characters. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Someone's waiting in the wings. They were like, dang, almost.
Listen, I am a forever GM. I have so many character concepts I've never gotten the chance to play. So
Yeah.
when does I've got another weird ass character to bring in.
My Path Builder character list is
Okay.
huge. I have so many character ideas that I'm just never going to get to play.
Alright, but I do get healed by only that should only be 7. I get healed by 7 hit points.
And as you wake up, I say, we almost had to change the name to 6 deaths. Or is it 8 deaths?
8 breaths, not 8 deaths.
8 breaths?
And I push myself up to my feet and my bones start popping back into place because they all got broken when I hit the ground. Super hard. 8 breaths. That is correct.
All right, then.
I run up. I have a couple more. I see that Jaytham used my healing potion. I offer 7. I have a couple minor healing potions. I offer 7 one if he wants.
This one can heal himself, but is grateful for your assistance, the both of you.
I put it away.
Or Travers, don't take this the wrong way. Don't make a big deal out of it. But you really held your own against that dragonfly, man. I'm impressed.
Aw. Jaytham, was that a compliment, Jaytham?
Mostly I'm impressed because you're so short and useless.
No, that was a compliment.
Nope,
You can't
nope,
take it back.
Nope, don't like you. Not even a little bit. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you do, Jaytham.
Iwiga yells over the edge of the lily pad, "Give him a hug!"
Before I put my armor back on, I'm gonna give you a nice big hug. Nice big bear hug. And I just lift up this little halfling, wing him around. Oh, we're best friends. Now stop touching me.
Love you too, Jaytham.
Nobody say anything about love.
Is everybody all right?
I am going to spend 10 minutes to put my armor back on.
Okay. You have plenty of time now to kind of figure out what you want to do next.
Okay.
Now that you're not being threatened by an enormous dragonfly.
I am wounded. I have 14 hit points. I am interested in how to get that up. Would that be a long rest?
It would be healing from 7. 7 can do some heal checks on you. I believe Wigga is also trained in medicine. She is, so she can do some heal checks to help heal you up as well. However, you're gonna have to get to her because there's no way she's going down there. I forgot what her voice sounded like.
Oh, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Hey.
No, not like that.
House me up a rope. She's gonna. I'm just gonna hand wave her check. She runs over to the thing. She jumps, gets onto the platform. Toss up the rope. I'll tie it off and allow you to climb up.
Great.
Before we climb up, I'm gonna go over to Travers. This one will like you to stay still. This one will jump down to watch you get hurt again. And I'm gonna treat his wounds. For another, what on me to how, yeah. To treat wounds. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Do it at expert level. And I'm just going to pull out my rusty embalming tools. They're probably now caked in like decaying vegetation, and just quickly go to work on Travers. I'm going to use risky surgery so I can take some damage before I heal you.
I'm just going to close my eyes and say, I trust you, my friend.
You take 3 points of damage and you heal 28.
Pretty good.
Wow. damage and 28. Wow. Since that's treat wounds, does that get rid of my wounded, or does that only go away when I'm at full
get
health?
rid of your wounded. It gets rid of your wounded. That's actually a good reminder for me too. Yep.
All right.
This one is grateful to see you are still alive, Travers. You are one of this one's only two friends.
I am very grateful that this one is still alive. And I pat him on whatever flat surface I can. That's,
Yeah,
It's just an open rib cage, isn't it?
I try to pat him on the back, or what passes for a back.
Yeah, you probably see like a little hand, like from inside, his little parasitic twin push up against the skin to try and like grab your hand at the moment. But
And I'm just gonna be like, yeah. Thank you, 7.
you should climb.
I'm gonna climb.
I'm gonna make some athletics checks to try to jump on the lily pads. Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you roll for athletics checks now. You can take your time to get over there.
If I'm at the
Sweet.
bottom, I'm just going to pull out my guts in this
Yeah.
disgusting vegetation. Pull up, begin crawling up.
How much does Esther weigh?
220 pounds.
Okay. So you get on the first one. The weight limit is 200 pounds.
Yeah.
It descends. You just sort of like step off and walk over and climb up the rope over there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was afraid. After I saw Jaytham fall, I was like, "Ooh, oh no, I'm gonna be in trouble."
Okay,
leave
everybody
my
is
guts hanging
able.
down there for Esther to climb up once.
I didn't fall. I leaped across the lily pads, but thank you. I don't want to climb your insides.
Also, before I climbed up on this platform, I climbed to the other platform and got all the other gear that I dropped up there.
Okay.
Just wanted to speed that up.
Yeah.
It
would have taken 10 minutes for like the treat wounds and all that stuff. So all that happened simultaneously.
And I could have thrown that stuff down to you rather than you having to climb up.
Well, whatever. The point is that I didn't forget about it. I didn't want Michael to be like, "Oh, you forgot that Agramash is actually abandoned and you're naked and afraid."
I mean, you go back for it and it's gone. I don't know what to tell you.
I pick up all my stuff as well.
Yes. Your rapier would be point down in the muck at the base. You just pull it out. Okay, you're up on the platform.
So I have continuing recovery, which means I don't have to wait an hour to continue to do treat wounds. It only needs to be 10 minutes. Can we just say that spend like a half hour or so Travers and I can be back up full health?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
So I'm at full health?
Yep.
Great.
So but roughly a half hour has passed. You guys get up onto this platform. 7 does whatever 7 does to heal people. This seems like a good spot to take our break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I almost forgot, but I didn't this time.
I was just about to send a message too.
Stick with us, folks. We will be right back for more shenanigans.
Okay. All right, and
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. You guys are healed up now. You're on top of that platform. Seven took the time to administer first aid to everybody. In front of you, you see a stairwell that goes up to a landing. And then from where you are, Esther, you can see that there's a 90-degree left turn into a hallway.
Are there any sounds coming from around the corner? Can I do a perception
You can do
roll?
perception. Absolutely. And you know what? I'll allow you to roll for Demas as well. And he can use...
Oh, I haven't let him out of his little statuette yet, to be honest with you.
All right.
Yeah. I might for this, but I would need to use... I mean, I guess it's... perception. There. Wait. There. I literally forgot. I opened everything except... Oh, no. That is time for a hero point. I haven't used any yet. That's... And I should have two.
Yes, everybody gains a hero point after our break. So.
Yike. Reroll that using a hero point, pretty please. Oh, man. It wanted to give me a 20. How's an 18, though?
18. You don't detect any noises, anything like that.
All right. I will let Demas out then. And everybody, have you ever seen like the Animorphs cover? I'd kind of imagine it's like that, except for from the like choo choo choo. Anyway, he leaps out actively.
It makes exactly that noise.
Yeah. And choo 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 choo. And he launches forward and starts sniffing at the hallway. Let me open up his little sheet here. And rolling. Come on, buddy. Why? You know, he was really sick when I found him, and he is just doing his best out here. So,
can't blame Demas for that.
Honestly,
he's in an extra dimensional plane. He's never been here before.
That too.
Before we move forward, I think Jaytham would be like, look, I feel like I kind of jumped into that one. I blame myself. Wasn't very well planned. So I'm going to take a deep breath and see if I can just get a feeling from my surroundings this time. And I would also roll for perception.
Okay.
Come on. Okay. Perception. There we go.
Jaytham can see around corners. But there's
that too. But he only got a 3, so.
So both Demas and Jaytham, you don't hear anything. Demas does smell something that seems a little off, a little weird, but it's not concerning or anything. Esther, you're a tall woman. So from where you're standing, you can see there's like a gradient on the platform above you where it's like bare stone. And then you see what looks like fungus, moss that is getting progressively thicker as it goes into this hallway.
I'm surprised Demas can smell anything with 3 of us covered in rotten vegetation right now.
That's actually, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That makes sense.
My scent is nicely contained underneath my armor. That's why I got naked in the first place. Obviously, this is all going to plan.
What do you want to do?
I'll point out the vegetation on the ledge, and I'll say, I'm not sure. It seems as though it might become difficult to traverse further on. Or perhaps I'm unsure. But there's only one way forward.
This one does not
Indeed.
find Travers difficult. This one finds Travers to be a perfectly acceptable person.
Well, okay. That's not what I meant. But
Yeah, I guess I'd describe him as acceptable in that, you know, he can be around.
Thank you, Seven. And Jaytham, was that another compliment?
You know what? Take the W here, my friend. Congratulations. You got a compliment from your hero, Jaytham Shaw.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And I flex a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Check these out.
Wow.
Iwiga puts a hand on your shoulder, Travers, and goes, I also find you adequate.
That's 3. I look at Esther.
this is not a grading ceremony. Go up the stairs.
Almost got them all.
Almost. Just for Pokemon, you'd be 1 short.
If no one else is going to move up, then I'm going to go.
You guys are just standing there.
Yeah.
I'll follow him.
I'm afraid there's going to be another dragonfly.
I'm
You gotta
hero
pause you
will
right
lead
there,
the way.
7.
Cool.
7. Could I get a reflex saving throw?
Absolutely. Reflex save.
Yes, please. DC 16. You do not fall prone. As you're moving through the fungus and moss and all that weird goop, the floor becomes a little bit slippery, and right where you're standing, it becomes hazardous. You manage to catch yourself before you fall. So I'll move you back square. Can you roll perception as well?
Sure. Do you want this blind?
Yes, please. As far as you can tell, that is the only spot where it becomes hazardous.
I'll just go up the other side then. I slip back a little and then move up the other side.
Roll another reflex save, please. You rolled a natural 1 on your perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Same thing. You're able to catch yourself. Whoop. It's slippery there too. At this point, I'm not going to make you roll perception again. At this point, you can see this entire hallway is slick.
Is it is this stairwell going up or down?
It's going down.
Okay.
So from the stairwell, it descends about 10 feet, and then there's a flat stone surface that is covered in moss and algae and green vegetation.
Can I just
And
slide down?
the entire hallway descends to the end.
Can I just slide down on my bottom?
Yeah, if you want to, you can absolutely do that.
I would like to just roll one more perception check just for good measure. I'll do it blind.
Okay.
If I can figure out how.
If you click
Blind GM roll.
Yep. That's
okay.
Okay, Jaytham. You're preparing to drop on your butt and slide down the hallway. And just as you're about to do that, you catch sight of some mold on the walls that is of a darker color than the green that's around it. And something within you, some instinct says, I should not do this. And you stop yourself.
I call back to Uwiga and say, Oi, is this mold something that you're familiar with? Have you ever seen something like this before?
She hobbles up behind you. I'm going to have her roll.
I'm going to follow behind her. Oh.
Where is her nature right there? She has a 30 on her nature roll. Oh yeah, that is that. Wait, that's not her voice. That is poisonous mold.
Wigga, you sound different again. Do you have a cold?
It must be all the algae in here. Not used to breathing in this fey corruption that is in my vault.
And I think you had an accent before.
You must be imagining things, my
Okay.
adequate little friend.
Okay.
So Jaytham, with your perception check, you rolled really well. It looks like if you had fallen, or if Seven had fallen, you would slide all the way down the hallway to roughly this point, into poisonous mold.
Oof.
So it's like a combined. It's not really a trap; like it's just a natural thing that formed here. But the slippery algae would have sent you or Seven careening into the poisonous mold. Because the Wigga rolled a 30 and you rolled really well, the both of you know that you can just spend some time as you move to scrape the algae and mold off of the wall. As long as you cover your nose and your mouth, you probably don't have to worry about the mold.
Okay. I let everybody know that, and like, can I still slide down to where the mold starts, or?
You can still slide if you want to, but there's no way to stop yourself.
So is it just like
you will end up in the affected area of that mold?
Okay. I mean, we still have that rope, so I feel like if I tie Uwiga to the rope and hold it, like, she won't fall down, hopefully, and she'd be able to get to the mold to start like clearing it off. Can I try doing that?
Sure.
Okay. Is that athletics check?
That is the effective area of the mold. So you're tying the rope around a Wigga and lowering her, or you're tying the rope around yourself and having them lower you to clear.
Okay, I thought that, like, if we creep up to the affected area, that we could scrape it off before it could actually hurt us. Is that right?
I'm saying you can spend time as you move to clear the slippery.
Oh, the
substance.
slippery. Okay.
And then once you get down here, you can just cover your mouth and your nose to avoid having to save against the mold. Then, you can also clear the mold if you want, so you don't have to deal with it coming back. It's just going to take more time.
I mean, I think I'd like to just try and play it safe and slowly chip away the slippery mold, and then eventually cover my nose and go through the poisonous mold.
Okay, great. So you guys can do that. You can just slowly move, clearing the middle 5-foot path for yourself to walk safely. It doesn't take that much time for you to use a blade or something to just scrape the mold out, the algae out of the way. And when you get down into here, you can visibly see the spores in the air now.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow Jaytham.
I will also follow.
As long as you're covering your mouth and your nose, you don't have to roll saves for this. You can just pass through it. Again, if you want to try and like clear the walls and the floor of this mold as you go, so that you have a safe path.
You might as
back.
well do that. Is anybody objecting to that?
No,
Okay.
but I am gonna put Demas back into his hostling statue.
Okay. Iwiga will follow behind everybody. Oops. Esther up behind Travers. Demas is in his statue. Everybody's on a line. And you just go through, clear. Okay, go away. Thank you.
And this is a conga line, correct?
Yes, it is required to dance as you move. At the end of the hallway, you see two double doors that are overgrown with moss and algae and whatnot. The closer you get to this door, the more you can tell it is getting very, very humid. More so than it was up above.
It's getting very, very what? I'm sorry?
Humid. Very warm and humid.
Can I search for traps? Because I think I have like a skill or something that goes along with that.
Absolutely. You do have a feat called Trap Finder, which gives you a +1 bonus to perception checks against traps. So go ahead and roll perception, and I will give you the +1.
Is it blind?
Yeah, you can make it blind. That's fun.
That is fun.
Okay. So that was I'll show you what you rolled. That was a 27.
Ooh.
You do not detect any traps on this door.
Right.
You do think that, like, it looks like a solid surface, so you have to use your either hand or rapier to kind of scrape the algae and moss away for you to see the mechanisms. They also do not appear locked.
All right, y'all. Pretty sure there's no traps.
As you're scraping that moss away, you see more of that Vault of Thorns motif of, nature and flowers, and there's a decorative border around both doors that look like thorn bushes spiraling around both doors.
So are we opening these doors?
Let me come over and ready my shield just in case. But yeah, why don't you open it, Travers? That's an acceptable idea.
I mean, I went first with the lily pads, and that turned out real well. Jaytham, since you have a shield, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Well, thank you very much. Yes, all right. I will. I'll open the door.
Okay. You open the doors, and you head on through. You find yourselves on this round-ish platform that looks like it was carved out of the trunk of an enormous tree. You can see like the roots here splaying out into the ground around you. You can see all manner of exotic flora filling this massive conservatory. There's a thick mist that floats just above the ground, carpeting the area in a perpetual fog. It's extremely humid in here. There are both pleasant and pungent smells. You can smell flowers and other plants. You also smell a little bit more of that rotten vegetation smell in here. High above you, you see the bridge that you crossed to get to where you met Iwiga. And you can see water and condensation dripping from it. There is a constant symphony of birdsong and other animal noise in here. There are some stairs that lead down to the floor over here.
Is there anything with that mist that we need to be concerned about?
Other than it providing partial cover, as long as you're in it. Travers would have total cover because it's above your head.
Oh, do I have difficulty breathing or anything, or is it just normal mist?
No, it's just like fog.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to take a second and just look around to see if there are any more dragonflies hiding in the corners or anything like that.
Why don't you go ahead and roll perception?
All right, I'll go ahead and do this blind. There you go.
You do not see any more enormous dragonflies. You do see lots of colorful and exotic birds. All of you are seeing species of birds that you have never seen before.
Do any of them look mad or hungry?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
Anybody got a slice of bread or something we can throw to them to make friends?
You really shouldn't feed birds bread, Iwiga says.
Was that a Wigga?
Yes.
Oh, she sounded different again.
All birds.
I'm not a voice actor. Just deal with it.
We talking all birds or just pigeons? Because I've given ducks bread. Believe you me. These ducks owe me one for all the bread I've given them.
There's no nutritional value in it.
Yeah, but they like it. It's like us eating corn. We can't really digest it, but boy, oh boy, does it taste good.
I can't really argue that point. I've never had corn.
You never have. When you and me get out of here, I'm taking you out for a nice corn dinner.
She looks at you and goes, "It's a date," and then winks.
Yeah, no. The old Jaytham Shaw charm.
If this one recalls correctly, the books that this one read said that feeding ducks bread was harmful, so you've actually done more harm to the ducks than good.
Yeah, but everybody dies, right? Might as well
This one does not.
experience some nice, tasty bread before that happens. Plus, and I didn't mention this, it was garlic bread. Dipped in marinara sauce. Those ducks were having the best day of their lives, and I regret nothing.
Seven's just gonna frown a little bit at that.
Okay.
Perhaps we should focus.
Travers is going to start following whoever's moving down the stairs.
Seven's moving down the stairs. Iwiga will take up the rear. She just moves slower than everybody.
Ooh, Jaytham and Iwiga.
All right. Seven, could I get a perception check from you
Yeah.
now? Travers as well, because you're up there with him.
Blind?
Yes, please. Seven, you're moving along. The fog is disconcerting. Maybe not for you because you're a weird person, but everybody else having to move through this thick fog, you can't see. Travers can't see anything in front of him. He's right behind Seven. He can't see Seven standing in front of him. What you both failed to see is this fly trap that suddenly sprouts legs and stands up from the ground through the mist. And it is flanked by these two humanoid-looking mushrooms. Let me show you. That is the fly trap, and these are the little mushrooms that stand up next to it.
Oh.
We're going to need to roll some initiative.
Yeah.
There's no active encounter.
There should be now.
There is now. Okay.
Well,
Any level? Last for 1 minute. Quite. Giving myself a third level slot back.
Oh,
Dang.
nice. I think that's the first nat 20 you've gotten on that. Okay. So, unpause. The both of you rolled well enough to know that these are leshies. And they are just these animated plant things that are not supposed to be here. We are going to begin with Iwiga, who rolled a natural 20 on her initiative. Unfortunately, much like the dragonfly situation, she doesn't have very many spells prepared that can help. So she is going to move down the stairs for one action, just to get within 30 feet of the bad guys. Sorry, she can only move 25 feet. I'll move there. All right. She is going to target the middle creature with Acid Splash. Because it worked out well for her last time. That's a natural 20.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a good one for you to roll a natural 20 on. My programmed response when you roll a nat 20 is to be upset, but that one was fine. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, from now on, I don't want to play the NPCs. All right, here we go. 10 points of damage to the Leshy. It is also going to get 2 persistent acid. And then the Leshies, the other two, because they're within 5 feet, they are going to take the splash damage. 2 splash damage. Doesn't make sense. Well, that is her turn. Move and a 2-action spell. Next up is the Fly Trap Leshy.
Mm.
It is going to... I was hoping it had reach, but it does not. All right. It is going to use 1 action to step up. Nope, it has to move anyway, so it's going to go here so it can flank. Going to target 7. And is going to attempt to bite you. There's a 2 on the die. That is a miss. And then it's going to try and slap you with its... I don't know if you can tell from the picture I shared, but both arms and in fly traps as well. So it's going to try and smack you with its fly trap hands. That is a hit because of flanking. All right, a couple things gonna have to happen here. 16 points of damage on that. I also need a fortitude save. I don't know if you can see it in the chat, so I'll link it there. That is a success. I don't believe anything happens on a success. It does not. You are good from the poison. Esther, it is your turn.
Okay, great. I am going to let's see. I think what did I have? I think I'm going to use my first action, seeing it go pretty hard on its first hit there. I'm going to draw my longsword for my first action. For my second action, I'm going to move to go here to try to surround it a bit here. And then I'm going to use my third action. Well, to strike. Yeah, let me just see what that's like. I'm going to try to hit it. I'm going to try to prune this plant.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to target it first. Hang on. Target that guy and then strike him that way.
Ho!
That is a natural 20, Esther.
I got one!
You got one.
Woo! Rolling damage. Yeah, I just rolled a critical. Good job. Yeah, thanks.
22 points of damage. That is
22
a
points
massive
of
hit.
damage.
You still have one action remaining.
No, I used 3.
Oh, did you?
Use 1 to draw my sword.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Jaytham, because Travers survived in the last room, you get an extra hero point.
And I already used it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. We could say because you used it after the break, so you still have 1.
Oh,
because you would
great.
have gotten 1 from the break. And 7, retroactively, I'm going to give you an extra hero point for the swan dive to save Travers. I meant to do that at the end of the fight, and I forgot about it, so that's my fault.
So I have 3 then.
Yep. Okay. Jaytham, it is your turn.
Okay, first action. 1, 2, 3. Second action, I'm gonna raise my shield. Well, actually, I already had my shield raised from back in the hallway. So do I need to raise it? Okay.
No, I'll say you still have it raised.
Okay, great. In that case, I'm going to say to this fly trap, "Oi, do I look like a fly to you?" And I'm going to hit it. Sorry, I hit reactive strike. I'm going to hit it with just regular strike.
27 is a hit.
Okay, cool.
11 points of damage. This thing is taking a beating. Should have 1 more action.
I would like to use my alchemist fire. Let's see. How do I use that?
You would have to draw it from.
Well,
it would be 1 action to interact to pull it out. You could do that and then have it ready for next time.
Sure, I'll do that. I'm just gonna draw the alchemist fire.
All right, so you were holding it in your hand. 7 deaths.
I'm going to delay.
Okay. Travers, Bicklewash.
Yes. Good. All right. I might be misunderstanding sneak attack, but am I to understand that this creature can't see me because I'm covered in mist?
It knows you're there. It just you have total cover, so you get a bonus to your AC.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do the old standby here. I am going to tumble through or tumble behind, whichever one.
The Leshy, the fly trap one.
Yeah, the one next to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Natural 1.
I'm gonna use halfling. Can I use halfling luck, or is that on saves?
Ooh, I think it skill check or saving throw. This qualifies as a skill check.
Great. I'm gonna use
An
halfling
acrobatics
luck.
check, right? So, yeah, go ahead and use halfling luck.
Oh,
There you go.
it wanted the 20.
That is a 6. Oh. That is a critical success.
Ooh.
Not that it really matters too much, but you do get behind it.
I am.
Let me drag Panache onto your sheet. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that finisher with my quick draw. Oh, I need to target. Oh,
That's okay. That is a natural 20.
Whoa.
These crits are just rolling in hot. Go ahead and click that critical damage.
okay. Oh no. Oh yes.
Travers. What does it look like when you murder this thing?
Oh well. Let me tell you, Michael. So I tumble behind, right?
Uh-huh.
And as the creature turns around, I don't know if rapiers do this, but this rapier does. I cut off both hands, and then I just roundhouse cut off the head, and it like tumbles head end over end with a shocked expression as the rest of the body slumps to the ground.
Yeah. So that was all 3 of the fly trap heads. It had one at the end of each of its arms, and then obviously its actual head. So
Yes.
you cut all 3 of those fly trap heads off. It just collapses into a tangle of vines and leaves.
And I still have one action, right?
Hold on. I need. Oh, there is no save. Oh, it's because it's not damaging. As this thing dies, you see an explosion of energy come from its body.
Okay.
It restores 3d6 hit points to each plant creature within 30 feet. So it's just going to heal its allies for those 2 splash damage points they both took. You also see that this entire area is now difficult terrain as all these other fly traps begin like popping up. They're not animated, so they're not going to like jump out and attack you, but these other things are popping up. Okay. You have 1 action remaining, I believe.
Yeah. Can I go behind this guy right here so I can flank?
Sure.
I don't know what the rules are with difficult terrain, but it's 25 feet.
It's half movement.
Half movement. Okay. Then
you can
I
only
will
go 15 feet because of the disorder.
Yeah. Did you say 15 or 25? No, I'm just kidding. I will move over. Well, that's not going to do it. What if I used a bon mot?
It doesn't really affect your movement speed. I don't believe.
But
yeah, you can do that instead of moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna affect their perception and will saves.
Sure. Which one would you like to target?
The one closest to 7.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your diplomacy check.
Great. So, my bon mot will be, I don't just have a green thumb. I have a green hand. Do I need to roll diplomacy on that then?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because that was really good.
You can just click the diplomacy check in the bond mark description. If you
Okay, thank you.
21. That is a critical success. Wait, no, it's not. It's just a regular success. Sorry. I forgot to add the 10. But it is just a success. So you do gain panache for next turn. This thing also takes the bon mot penalty. I was thinking they do speak common. Okay, never mind. Okay, that is the end of Travers' turn. Next up is this other fungus leshy. He's going to target or Esther because you're in the middle of everybody.
Mm.
And it's going to reach up into the mushroom cap of its head, and pull out a chunk. This like ball, this pod of spores, and it's going to throw it at you.
Okay.
It missed.
Yeah.
Which means that ability doesn't trigger, so it's going to do it again. And it critically misses that time. It's not worth trying a third time. It is going to... It's going to use its other action to move further away from everybody and kind of go over here under the bridge. Next up is the other fungus leshy.
I would like to go now.
Oh, okay. Let me update you to move. Actually, before I do this, when you delay, you move in the initiative order, right? Like you do in first edition.
Yep.
Okay. Just checking. Okay, 7.
Thank you for lining them up, which is what I was hoping for. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
I walked into your trap this time.
Yep, you did. Seven's just gonna reach into his own mouth and like pull out a chunk of his own teeth and just fling them at this, and I'll cast Bomb Spot.
Oh,
It'll be a 15-foot cone, which will hit both of them.
First one fails.
Actually, no, it's not going to hit both of them.
It won't hit the other
one. I would
one.
like to do something else.
Oh, okay.
Up to you.
You could move though, couldn't
yeah,
you?
you can. You would know.
Yeah, wait,
even if we didn't know, you would know if it would hit. So you can retcon it.
Yeah, I would just move down there and cast this then.
Okay. I'll keep the first roll as a failure. Second one succeeds. So the
Nice.
one in front of you fails. The other one succeeds.
Okay. The second one's only going to take half damage then. It was terrible damage, but they're both bleeding.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I just want to do the first one, not the second one. That's what I said originally, and I had a plan. I'm going to stick to it. So only the first one's going to take the damage. The second one's not. I'm going to follow up with another spell, though. Nope, that's it. I'm going to follow up with a quick shield spell on myself.
Okay.
That'll be it for me.
All right. It is now this one's turn. So if I change that. All right, and it's not going to do that then. It is going to attempt to just hit 7 once with a fist. Mushroom claw. And it misses. It is then going to do the same thing the other one did and reach up and grab a pod from its mushroom cap and throw it at Esther. They're not targeting you randomly. They're just targeting you because you're in the middle of a group.
Yeah.
That is a miss. They are not very good at this. You know what? He's going to roll again at the -10. Why not? He might get a 20. He did not get a 20. That is a miss. Back to the top of the round is Wigga's turn. She is going to struggle moving through the difficult terrain just to try and kind of come around to flank them from the other side. She doesn't have any one-action spells that she can cast. So in that case, she will move again just to get a little further away and come down here. Esther, it is your turn.
Is that she's underneath the bridge? That's the bridge that we were crossing over, right? That's not different terrain. Okay.
Yes, that's
okay.
The bridge is above you.
Got it. Okay. I am going to use my first action to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Why not? Here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling bold. They keep trying to throw things at me and they keep missing. I'm going to go ahead and let out I don't know. I want to say just like a hearty laugh, and I make a funny pun about gardening.
Thank you for reminding me, Travers. That is actually difficult terrain because of the exploding leshy. So you'd only move half speed through all of that to get to where you are.
I see.
So,
then I wouldn't make it quite that far, would I? Probably only here.
Yeah, so your movement speed is
25.
So you would move half speed,
5,
which would be 10
per
action.
Wow. Okay. Well, then, you know what? I'll just go ahead and use 2 because I would end up there for my first one. Mm-hmm. And then I'll use my second action to move. And then I'll I'll go ahead and I'll strike this other guy with my sword. I'm gonna try to slice him up a bit. Go. I'm gonna use my other hero point on that. Come on, buddy.
Oh,
okay.
that's much better.
Yeah.
That is a hit. Just missed the crit.
Dang.
Just to verify,
14.
you're attacking the one in front of you by 7, right?
Yes. The one that I have targeted.
Okay.
14 points of damage.
Not too shabby. Esther needs to use that sword more.
I know, honestly. That's what I was trained to do. So yeah, that's it, my turn at the end.
Jaytham.
Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 to put me right in front of this guy.
Yep.
Second action, I'm going to try to intimidate him.
Okay.
By saying, "Oi, turns out you're a real jerk. And here I thought you were a fun guy." And I'm going to roll. And that's a 2. So not the most effective thing that I've ever done. Third action. So how do I use the alchemist fire?
You just target and throw it. It should be on your actions.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll click the draw because you already had it drawn.
Okay.
So it should show up under your actions now.
All right. I'm gonna throw it. There we go.
That is a hit.
I liked that little explosion. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. Go ahead and click damage.
Oh.
Just 6 points of damage. Esther is also going to take the splash damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
You just take the 1, not the 6, Esther.
That's all right. Did you already give it to me, or should I? I can do it.
I did not give it to you.
Okay, I just take it, right? I just will apply.
Yep.
Yeah, there, I did it.
The fungus leshing will also take 1 persistent damage, provided it does not put itself out. Is that it for Jaytham?
Yes, that's all I can do.
Next up, Travers Bicklewash.
Yep. All right. 1. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm going to move 15 feet. That's 1 movement. It worked so well the last time.
Before you attack, let me make him off guard. Oh, wait, no, it should do it automatically. Foundry does that automatically.
Okay. I am targeting him. I'm going to do the tumble through. I'll take it.
You actually, I don't think you can because Esther's behind it.
Oh.
And you already had panache from your...
Great. So I won't tumble through. What I will do is I will attack.
You can tumble and up here or here or here.
Oh, okay. I thought he had to go right behind him, but
no.
Okay.
You just need to move to their space.
Gotcha.
Great. So,
all right, yeah. So if you want to keep the tumble through, you can move to another open spot.
Great. I tumble through. So I'm gonna hit.
That is a hit.
And just damage. Yeah.
17 points of damage. Travers, you got another one under your belt.
So I tumble through again, same thing, but this time I add a little extra mustard on it as I'm staring at Jaytham, and I just without even looking, I'm staring at Jaytham without even looking. I stab the mushroom creature through the brain, and then I take it and I wipe it off of my elbow. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, you made some room for us to mush these things.
Keep working on it, buddy.
Travers, after
on
you
time
stab it,
5.
you see the mushroom sort of wilt and fall down, and then, much like the other Leshy, it explodes into this verdant emanation, which heals its ally by 7.
Oh.
Everything else, I'm not going to make it more difficult terrain. Well, actually, I will, because it would shift down a little bit because of where he was. So everything in green is difficult terrain. That was 2 actions for Travers. I believe you have one more.
No, it was 1 move.
Oh, one to move. Okay.
Oh.
You're right. I forget that you do things. Next up is this other Leshy, who's going to go ahead and target. He wouldn't target Jaytham because of the armor. Well, Jatham's in the middle, so yeah, he's going to stick with it. He's going to target Jaytham. Ooh, that is a hit.
Richard, were you just making a bring it on gesture?
Yeah, he's like, me, choose me.
All right, so Jatham's going to take 5 points of damage. I need everybody within 5 feet, which is Travers and Esther and 7 to roll this fortitude save, please.
Do I need to do it too?
Yes, you do. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, everybody.
Eek.
I'm here pointing that.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't need to, but just never mind.
All right. Looks like Esther and Jaytham are the only 2 to fail. Which means Spore Cloud. Everybody who failed is going to take 1 persistent poison damage. So that is Esther and Jaytham.
Oh, I start coughing and sneezing in the cloud of spores. Ugh.
There we go. Apparently I have to roll it instead of just applying it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Man, I didn't expect to hit, so now I don't know what to do. He's going to try and just smack Esther with his fist. It's not likely to hit because of the map, but we'll see what happens. That is a miss. Final attack. Also a miss. All right. 7 deaths.
I take some burning damage, I guess.
Oh, yep.
What's my speed again? My speed is 25, so I can move 10 feet.
Oh, I got to roll his recovery check.
Hold on.
He failed.
Don't think I need to move. So I keep forgetting that I have reach spell. Which would have been super helpful when we're fighting the dragonfly. But oh well. I don't need it right now. I don't need it right now.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He has reach spell. It increases the range of his spells.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice thing to remember right now.
Especially the healing that cost him all those hit points.
I know, right?
I still would have needed to done it there because my range would only have been 60 feet. It was like 100
Oh, fair.
feet down. But when
Okay.
he was all the way on the other side, though, I would have been able to hit him. So, anyways, my bad. Remind me next time to forget. All right. Seven's just gonna kind of gangly lope over to this thing, and his jaw's gonna kind of unhinge, and you see these rows of like needle teeth, what's bloody because it just ripped one shot. They're slowly starting to grow. They kind of look like a lamprey almost as his jaw teeth unhinge, and he's just gonna latch onto this thing, try to suck its blood.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Vampiric Beast.
Mushroom blood.
It's very umami flavor.
I bet.
I bet it's delicious. Tastes like mushroom gravy. That is a failure. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's
Well, it was a
too
lot
many
of die.
Too many
Not
ones.
much damage. 14
many
points
ones.
of damage.
But I gain 14 temporary hit points. That's my sheet. That's going to be it for me. I just like pull out just little scraps of mushroom blood or whatever.
Richard, can I just say, I love that you're just like, Earl Seven's just kind of wandering around. All of his jaws open, plants down, just a normal day.
It's normal for him.
Mhm.
Okay. It is a Wigga's turn. The only damaging spell she has causes splash damage, and she does not want to hurt Seven or Esther. So she is going to delay her turn. Or hold her turn, or just wait until something else opens up, if it does. Esther, it is your turn.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm just gonna try to slice and dice this guy up a bit. Actually, in order to be a bit more effective at this, I'll go ahead and say some clever pun about dinner. Dinner's almost ready, although 7 deaths has already started, I guess. So that we can all have this fun little spell effect on us.
I'm just going to clean up the map by getting rid of the difficult terrain. We know that it's pretty much everywhere.
I'll put my little sparkly guy down. Anyway, then I'm going to try to strike him. Oh, I got to retarget because... Oh, that's 7. This is this guy. Okay. And then strike.
Oh!
Natural 20.
Ayo! Yeah.
Go ahead and click that critical damage.
Yeah.
And then think about how you're going to kill it, because you're definitely killing it.
Yeah.
34 points of damage.
Wow.
You slice it up into portobello sticks.
Yeah, honestly. They lay nicely as if I had just sliced them up on a cutting board at 7 death's feet. They might need to be rehydrated a little to cook them, I suppose. But oh no, they're jerky now. Mushroom jerky. Come and get it.
It was on fire, so it would sort of jerky itself.
Oh, nice.
I turn to Travers and say, looks like his princess was in another castle.
I don't get that reference.
No?
I'm really tempted to take away your extra hero point. That
Travers doesn't. Wesley does.
We are out of combat. You have defeated the plant monsters. While the fight was happening, you saw some of the other non-combat wildlife sort of make way. And now that it's over, they very slowly just return to their normal routine. Some of the wildlife would come over and start eating the dead fungus leshies. Not so much the flytrap leshy, but the mushroom ones they would start gnawing on.
I'm going to
Go ahead.
Seven's gonna take like one of his empty jars and just gonna put some soil, scoop up some soil, take a little piece of the mushroom, one that Travers killed, and like put it in the soil. Close up, see if it'll grow.
Sure.
Mm.
Oh. Are any of the animals cute?
Oh, several of them, yeah.
Hmm. I'm gonna try to pet one. Why not?
Okay. You walk up to a red panda, and you see it just like stand up on its back legs and put its hands up. But as you get close, like it just realizes you're not a threat, and then comes back down and sniffs your hand a little bit, and allows you to pet him on his head.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
I ask Uwiga, do we have to apologize or anything for killing something in this jungle of yours?
No, absolutely not. They attacked us.
All right, well.
These are
Did you
not.
just drink a bunch of milk? Is that why your voice is like that? You sound like this guy,
Yes.
Professor Severus Snape.
That's kind of what I was going for.
He'd drink a gallon of milk and just be like, going somewhere, Mr. Potter.
The accent's back.
Yes, I change at my whim.
Wow. You're a fascinating person.
I've been alone for 200 years. I needed to entertain myself somehow.
That tracks. Well, we noticed coming in. Did you say that? You said two of us realized that the creatures didn't belong here. Who?
Yes. So
were those two?
Travers.
Those leshies,
Oh, okay.
as she was going to say before Dan started making fun of my accent, she was going to say that those creatures were not part of the vault originally. They're probably part of the corruption that you're here to help her get rid of.
Anything around us of particular interest?
Roll perception.
I assume I see those doors on the other side, right?
You would, because they're elevated above the mist. So yes.
I'm gonna start walking over there. Man with the mission.
I'm gonna stop you there, Richard.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, perception checks. Travers, look at that, Travers. Even when you don't mean to, you still roll a nat 20.
Whoa.
So, Travers, you don't see anything that stands out to you in particular. Maybe you have to like climb Jaytham or Esther to get a good look because of the fog that is above your head as you're on the ground. You don't spot anything that stands out at you. 7, however, does. Um, 7, I will allow you a perception check to see if you can spot the threat. Okay. And also, because I think it's fun, I will give you a reflex save to avoid the attack.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
7, as you walk by, you see this, what looks like an innocuous tree standing there. And as you go by, you just happen to glance and see that it's moving, but you don't move fast enough to avoid the attack that is going to hit you, or attempt to hit you, rather. This will count as I'll get the attack off, and then we'll roll initiative again.
That's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 26 to hit. That is a hit.
Yes. Yeah.
It is 15 points of damage
Oof.
from this monster, this tree. The token's pretty large, so you can kind of see it, but I'll share the actual artwork there.
Oh my goodness
It has
gracious.
so many legs.
And also, just because I like to end on somewhat cliffhangers, and I don't think we're going to finish this fight in 20 minutes.
Mm.
I think that is where we're going to end for tonight. With the tree
All right.
popping out and smacking 7 deaths for 15 points of damage with a giant.
I turn to Travers.
I feel like you clotheslined yourself on it.
Yeah.
I only
did.
took 1 point of damage, just to be clear.
Oh.
I turn to Travers and say,
Oh, because of the 10%.
I'm pregnant.
Mhm. Yep.
What?
What a cliffhanger.
I know, right? I'm pregnant. Who's the father? It's one of you three.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Iwiga very quickly touches her nose because she does not want to be the father. Okay. As always, we hope you guys enjoyed our fun little game here.
Oh
If
yeah,
you're
hey, if
in-
you did, go ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. You're gonna do what I was just gonna do because I forgot to say the other streams that we're doing at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. So if you want to tune in on other days, opposite Sundays to us, Richard over here, DM's Heroes of Revolution, which is Pathfinder 2nd Edition. On is it Thursday nights? We have Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Do we have any other streams coming up?
Coming up soon. If you're not in our Discord, you probably should be, so you can hear about these new things
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
Or you follow our Instagram, and we'll tell you there too. Just
There's
saying.
so many ways to get the information. You just gotta follow us. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you for the exciting conclusion to the tree fight in 2 weeks.
Bye.